Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 82 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and where I get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I'm late this week actually. It is Sunday, October the 3rd, 2021, and it's a gorgeous autumn day. The leaves are starting to change. The temperatures are much nicer. It's cooler out. I love it. Although today is warm, it almost hit 80 degrees today. It's supposed to be the warmest day we're having this week. But it's gorgeous. I love this time of year. I love this kind of weather. So if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for joining me and checking me out. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what I've been up to. I'm so happy to have all of you here with me. If you haven't already done so, it would be amazing if you subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment it. I love reading your comments. So, I've had a fairly productive week. It's been busy, and this upcoming week is going to be different. I'll tell you all about that a bit later on. But I've kept busy this week. The hubby and I were out of town for a few days. I was able to get a little bit of knitting done while we were gone, so that was good. But we did have a nice getaway. And I've been busy getting a lot of work things done and trying to get ahead with a few things work-wise so that when I'm out of commission later next week from my hand, I'll be caught up on some stuff and I'll get ahead on a few things. So that's good. So I've got a couple projects I'm working on, and well, there's one work in progress I've made some progress on, which is good. I have a new cast on, again, the second one. And I had a new one last week. I've got a new one this week. And next week I hope to have another new one. So it won't continue a new cast on every week. I can't maintain that pace or nothing will get finished. So my first work in progress that you saw last week is the Sunday cardigan. And this is a pattern by Petite Knit. And it's coming along nicely. I'll just get the yarn out of my way. It probably will land on the floor before I'm done, but that's fine. So I'm making really decent progress on this. It's getting big and bulky now. And the top is down there. This is heading towards the bottom at the top that I'm showing you. Probably should show it to you right side up. I'm just afraid that I don't want my needles or knitting to come off the needles. So here's the collar portion, and this will be folded in half. So I'm going to have a nice thick squishy collar or neckband. And then the cardigan continues. It has a nice little detail at the front, and the top half of the body is done in this increasing ribbing pattern. It starts with smaller, lower number ribs, and the ribbing gets wider as you head down. And since last week, up to last week, I had done this much. In the past week, I have added from this little pink marker down. And I am at the point now where I am ready to set aside and separate for the sleeves and just work back and forth on the body and have the sleeves put aside for coming back to later. So the sweater it'll transition from this rib design on the top up to where the armholes start, and then it'll go down into just plain stockinette the rest of the way down until you get to the ribbing at the bottom. So I am ready to divide for the sleeves or the armholes and then add a few stitches and go back and forth just on the body. So it's coming along really nicely. I'm really enjoying this knit. It's a lot of fun. It's a simple knit. It's pretty straightforward. I'm using, it's a quick knit too. I'm using US 11 or 8mm needles. I'm using needle sizes a little bit bigger than recommended. I needed that to get my gauge. So the needles are a little bit bigger. It uses 2 strands of yarn held together. That's all that's left of my first cake of yarn. This is one of the yarns I'm using is a fingering weight bare yarn. So it's just the off-white cream colored yarn, and this is using a worsted weight mohair. So this is Katia Ingenua. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Not 100% sure, but that's the mohair yarn. I'm almost on the second skein already. I have 14 of them, I believe. So I'll have plenty of yarn. So I made really good progress. So I'm hoping that this week coming up, I will get a decent amount of work done going down the rest of the body on the sweater. And hopefully I'll make good progress on that. So that is my Sunday cardigan by Petite Knit, and I'm really enjoying it. I worked on it the first half of the week. I have not worked on it much the second half of this week. It's got to the point where it's bigger and bulkier and not as easy for travel knitting. So I'm going to get back onto it this evening once I'm finished filming and editing, getting all that done. I will work on it some more tonight and see how much progress I can make on it. Since I wanted something easier for travel knitting, I cast on a new project. I'm keeping it in my Fringe Supply field bag, and I've made good progress on it. These are going to be called my Sorta Shorty Halloween socks. And if you remember last fall, I did a Sorta Shorty Christmas sock or pair of Christmas socks. These are my Sorta Shorty Halloween socks. I dyed the yarn myself for these. So I just had the bare yarn and then used splotches of purple and orange, like a dark purple and orange for it. So I think the yarn looks really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. And since there's Sorta Shorties, I'm kind of hoping I can get 2 pair out of this 100-gram skein. Time will tell. We'll find out if I do have enough for 2 pair of socks. I think it'd be fun to have 2 pair of Halloween socks, but we shall see if I get that far. And here they are. I'm all tangled. There we go. I might be one of the oddballs that when it comes to socks, I love the pooling. I honestly, I get a kick out of the way the yarn pools. It makes such funky designs. I know a lot of people don't like the pooling. On a garment, I probably would not like it as much. On socks, I'm good with pooling. I'm actually kind of disappointed that as the stitch count was increased here, you lose the effect. It gets kind of muddled up with the pooling there. Now that I've got the gusset decreasing done, it's starting to pool nicely again. So I'm doing a sort of vanilla pattern. The leg is done in a 2x2 ribbing. And I did that for 4 inches. And typically I don't often like or wear a long sock. So this is, my legs are large. So, and my calves are, I have large muscular and fat calves. But longer socks just don't fit comfortably. I'd have to make them so big at the leg that I don't like them. So I like a sock that's on the shorter side. It fits much nicer. I just like them to come a few inches above the ankle to where the your leg starts to widen up a bit. I used a basic heel flap and gusset, so slip stitch heel or heel flap, basic heel turn, and now I'm happily heading down. The gusset decreasing is all done, and I'm happily heading down the foot. So I'm hoping that I'll get a fair bit of more progress done on these in the next little while, and I'm hoping to at least have the first sock done soon. And hopefully it's not too long down the line until I have the second sock finished. So we shall see how much progress I make on that. So those are my two ongoing whips right now. I have my Sunday cardigan and my sort of shorty Halloween socks. And the sort of let me try that again. The sort of shorty Halloween socks are going to be, if I finish them, are going to be an entry in the Moonstone Makes Halloween Make-Along. So it's the Moonstone Makes Halloween Mal. It's the hashtag for that. So this is with Tommy from Moonstone Makes, used to be Squirrel Pie Productions. And she started this up not too long ago. It's just create something Halloween related. So I dyed the yarn, and now I'm going to make hopefully 2 pair of socks. The second pair will probably be just plain vanilla, just plain stockinette all the way around, possibly with contrasting heel and toe. I'll see how much yarn I have left, what the weight of the skein is once I have the first pair complete. So those are going to be an entry in the Moonstone Makes Halloween Make-Along. So assuming that I get them done. I might not get them finished. Also this week coming up, I am excitedly waiting for the first clue to come out in Stephen West's new shawl mystery knit along. That will come out on Friday, the first clue. I have a sneaking suspicion I will not get it cast on in time to show you any progress on it when I do my taping next week. I probably won't be able to start knitting, and I'll explain more about that in just a few minutes. But I do have my yarn. I'm using whole super soft in a variety of colors. There's 3 purple. Just undoing the tape here. I have 3 purples, a light, medium, and dark. So there's this one, which is plum. The second purple is damask, I think you pronounce it. The third is kind of a dusty purple, that is sweet pea. I'll let that fall. So that's my light, medium, and dark colors. And then I also have 2 kind of tan brown colors. I have this one, which is lather. So it's a light, creamy tan color. And my final color is, I'm just going to lay those others down there, is a little bit darker brown, and this one is straw. So those are the two tan brownish colors, and then I have my 3 shades of purple, pinky purples. Let me see if I can get these. I don't think I'll be able to hold these. I'm pushing my luck here if I I try doing this. Nah, that's not gonna work. I can't control all of them at once. So I have my 3 pinky purples and two tan. These 2 guys. So I think it's gonna look really neat. I might switch out some of the colors along the way. We'll see once I see the pattern. But I'm really excited to get casting on. And I'm also a little bit dismayed because the timing of when this cal is going to start is not working out well for me. If you've been following me for the last little while, you know I've been having troubles with both a trigger finger and a trigger thumb. And I'm scheduled to have the tendon release surgery on my left index finger this Wednesday coming up. So on the 6th of October. I'm scheduled, I don't know the time yet. It will be in the morning. I don't know what time yet. They will be calling me sometime on Monday or Tuesday morning to confirm the time I'm supposed to arrive for surgery. So my hand, worst case scenario, my surgery might be postponed if the COVID numbers increase and they start postponing elective surgeries. But where this is being done in a surgical center as opposed to a hospital, it's a lot less likely that my surgery will be postponed at the surgical center. They have started canceling some elective surgeries in the hospital because of COVID numbers. So cross your fingers that my surgery does not get postponed. I want to get this done and fixed. Get this one fixed so then I can go and get that one fixed next. And I want to get going on those. So if my surgery is on Wednesday, I will not be in any condition to start knitting anything on Friday. My hand will still be heavily bandaged on Friday. They say that I need to keep the heavier bandaging on for 3 to 5 days. Probably be closer to the 5 days. There's going to be some inflammation, some swelling, some bruising. There will be stitches. So it's supposed to stay wrapped up for 3 to 5 days. So that will take me to probably take the bandaging and the packaging, the bandaging off. I'll probably take that off on Sunday or Monday. I'll wait and see. And depending on how it feels and what the final instructions are when I go in for the surgery. So the odds that I'll be able to cast on when the pattern comes out on Friday after having hand surgery on Wednesday, incredibly unlikely that I'll be able to cast on, or that I'll be doing much knitting for about the first week after the surgery. So next week I'm only going to have 2 days worth of knitting to show you. I'll get some more done I'm planning on working on the Sunday cardigan tonight. Tomorrow I'm at work all day, so I won't get any more work done on knitting until I get home from work tomorrow evening. And then Tuesday I have 101 loose ends that I need to get organized and settled before I go in for surgery on Wednesday morning. So, and I know I won't be doing much of anything on Wednesday. I'm probably going to still be a little bit dopey after the sedative that they give you for doing the surgery. It's not a general anesthetic. It's just one of those twilight sedatives, I think they call them, where they do an IV, they do, you're pretty out of it. You'll have very little recollection of what's going on, but you're still able to respond. One of the things they do when they are doing this surgery is that once they open up the tendon sheath, they will ask you to and test the mobility to make sure it's not catching anymore. So that they need you to be able to respond and not be completely out of it, completely under a general anesthetic. And it's relatively minor surgery in the grand scheme of things. So Wednesday afternoon, I'm going to be pretty fuzzy and dopey and most likely having a nap. With the bandaging on, I'm not going to be able to do any knitting until the first batch of bandaging comes off. After that point, I'll just have either a small bandage on or it'll just be exposed and not covered up at all. But there will be a few stitches, so I will need to be careful that I'm not catching those on yarn. I will not be able to, I won't be wanting to work with the mohair until this is completely healed up and all the stitches are gone and all of that, because I'm not getting little mohair fluffies caught up in stitches. Nope. I'm scheduled to go and get the stitches out on the 19th of October. So it'll be about 2 weeks until the stitches come out. So I'll be a little bit more limited, although I probably will break down and start working on Shawlography as soon as the bandaging is off my hand. I'll see how it feels. I'll play it by ear and just see how it feels. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to do anything stupid. Trust me on that one. So I will be back for a video next week. I'll show you the progress I make between now and when I go to sleep Tuesday night before I go in for surgery. And I'll also be able to show you what my hand looks like all bandaged up. I think what I might do is also do like a daily little vlog thing of the healing process and post that video, like just like a compilation of the healing process video on my channel once everything is healed. That's something that if you're not interested in looking at surgical stuff, you can stay away from it. Those kinds of things don't bother me. I'm not squeamish that way at all. So I will be documenting the healing process. So whether I actually do show a video or do maybe one video a week with what's going on each day through the healing process, I'll figure it out. I do plan on doing some organizational things while I'm not able to knit over and above work stuff that I'm doing. I'm not going to be off work for any major amount of time. I do have to transfer my class on Wednesday online so that I'll be waking up from surgery. I'm not going to be teaching a class on Wednesday afternoon after I've had surgery Wednesday morning. But I will be back in the classroom next Monday. So I don't operate heavy machinery. Hubby will I won't be able to drive until after the stitch is out, so the hubby will continue dropping me off at work on his way to work. So I'm fine to go back to work on Monday. So we'll play it by ear and see when I'm starting to knit. I might document and show you some of my knitting and crochet books. I have a pretty big collection of books. I also want to go through and sort and organize all of my knitting needles and notions. So I might take you along and show you that. And I definitely want to sort through and organize and tidy up all my yarn. I have lots of yarn and it needs to be reorganized, tidied, and inventoried, because I I'm getting to a point where I don't even know what I have for yarn. I was poking through a couple tubs of yarn the other day. I was looking for, I don't remember what I was looking for a couple days ago. And I came across 3 skeins of lace weight mohair that I had completely forgot I had. Not a clue that they were there. I don't even remember what I ordered them to potentially make at one point. Not a clue. So what I do want to do is sort through my yarns, maybe cull some of the yarn out of my collection, and try to earmark what I want to use some of it for. I will be having all the yarn. I will get it laid out. I will get it photographed, and I will get it added to my stash on Ravelry, so I have a better idea of what I have. And probably jot down a few notes about what I want. So I might be able to videotape some of that, since I'm probably not going to have much knitting content to show you for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So I might show things like that. Or I might just take a couple weeks off from doing videos. We shall see. Stick around, stay tuned. If you hit the little notification bell, you'll see when I've added a new video to my channel. Otherwise, I think that might be it. I didn't think I had a lot to talk about, but yet I managed to talk for half an hour almost. Yeah, I get paid to talk for a living, so I never have problem talking. No, I don't. So that's about it. I'm going to get the editing done on this, get it uploaded. I had actually filmed this last night. We were out of town for a few days. We got home last night about 6. I actually taped a whole episode last night, but it was too dark. The focus was horrible. It just, I don't have proper lighting of any sort yet for filming. One of these days I might invest in that and get a couple lights for doing videotaping. But for now, I just rely on the light coming from this window here and the window over on that side. And I'm kind of tucked in the corner here between the 2 windows. So I had videotaped it and I started doing the editing last night, and I'm just like, no, it's not going to work. It wasn't good. So I'm filming it on Sunday afternoon instead of Saturday. So I'm going to go now and get the editing done. I'll get this uploaded later on, early evening sometime. And I will be back in a week to give you an update of what progress I've made in the past week and my hand. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say and tell you about. When I went in for my pre-op appointment on this past Monday, I had initially been told I would have to do a COVID test again. And people I had talked to said that, why? Because you're going to test positive. If you test positive once, you're going to probably going to test positive for up to 90 days afterwards. I do not have to, and the person I saw, I didn't see my surgeon on Monday. I saw one of the other practitioners in that same orthopedic surgical office, and she was saying that you will not have to do a COVID test again. So I was thankful for that. So I thought, at least that way I won't test positive again and end up having it delayed again. So that was a good thing. So I do not have to be tested again. So cross your fingers that everything goes fine, and I do have my surgery on Wednesday morning. Alrighty, on that note, I really am going to shut up now and let you guys go. That's it. Take care, and I will see you guys again in a week. Bye.